Hi, this is Easy Japan. Today we'll be watching the dark side of Japan. Let's go.
This is the Japan that you all used to see. Beautiful mountains, modern technology, and ancient temples. But did you know that you can't go into public swimming pools or bathhouses if you have tattoos? Or that many people are so overworked they often sleep in the streets? Or even worse, decide to disappear and build an entirely new life. This is the dark side of Japan.
This is the dark side of Japan. I have a lot I want to talk about, but first let's watch the video. Let's go.
Something that's been around for a long time in the country is the Japanese Yakuza, or Japanese organized crime group. Yakuza have been in existence for over 300 years, tracing back to 1612 when they started to attract the attention of the government. They are organized into families and group members for mutual protection, having similar rituals and format to the samurai. In fact, it was believed that Yakuzas are descended from gangs of ronins or wayward samurais. The Japanese Yakuza engage in extortion, blackmail, smuggling, drug trafficking, gambling, loan sharks, and other activities that control restaurants, bars, and companies all over the cities. Yakuza members often have elaborate tattoos that have their meanings. Members of a clan often have the same tattoos, but with a strict requirement. They should not be visible in everyday life. You might also recognize them by their missing pinky fingers. Often, Yakuza have to undergo yubitsume, or finger shortening, to pay back for their wrongdoings. They reached their height in the 1960s with over 184,000 members, but nowadays, their numbers have dwindled to 40,000. This could be due to the laws established in 2011 that made it...
Okay, so
Yeah,
I don't think Yakuzas are like this right now, right?
I don't think so. You can't decide from the appearance.
I've seen people with tattoos, Yakuza tattoos.
The
Not
Yakuza
recently.
style tattoos, right?
Right. Right. I know a lot of people have tattoos like cute butterflies, things they like, but Yakuza tattoos, I haven't seen any.
Doesn't mean that they are Yakuzas. They just have this fashionable tattoos. You can't actually decide from the appearance and the key finger thing. I don't think it's a common thing right now because there's no advantage for them to like actually show that they're Yakuzas right now, right?
They would rather hide that they're
Mhm.
Yakuzas. Yeah, I
So
understand.
the Yakuzas right now are changing to like a mafia style right now.
We don't see Yakuzas like in the cities or anywhere, so the image the Japanese people have of Yakuzas is coming from televisions and dramas, animes, mangas.
Yeah,
So,
the entertainment industry, right?
right. So I think the image that we Japanese people have and the actual thing, Yakuzas, is pretty different.
No one actually knows the truth of them right now.
But what we know is that they have pinkies and they don't have tattoos like the Yakuza tattoos.
Maybe they do, but like we don't see them. They won't show it to us.
Right. So that's why I think onsens or hot springs banning tattoos is a bit different. I mean, like
Like if you're talking about like 1960s, that was a good plan, but right now there's so many foreigners and like fashionable tattoos. So tattoo doesn't mean that they're Yakuza, and Yakuza doesn't mean they have tattoo right now, right?
right. So banning tattoos doesn't mean they will be able to ban Yakuzas. It's completely different.
Yeah. They're just banning customers right now.
Right. Continue.
Yeah.
Legal for businesses to give money or make transactions with gang members. The Yakuza is also why the Japanese are very strict about tattoos, as it's often synonymous with the organized crime group. In Japan, people with tattoos are banned from entering most onsens, hot springs, ryokan, traditional inns, sento, public baths, pools, gyms.
That one's not hot spring, right? Like, it's a random lady in the pond bathing.
I think
Yeah, thanks.
it's some kind of copyright free image.
It's not even
Yeah,
a hot spring that like have customers. It's just a random pond.
Yeah, but about the tattoos, I've heard from friends that gyms and hot springs, of course, banned tattoos. But I've never heard of these capsule hotels.
And I still have like some scary image of people who has this like tattoo all over their back. Because when I went to a sauna in Osaka, this is one guy tattoo all over his back, and I didn't. And he talked to me. I was so terrified, but eventually, he wasn't a yakuza. He was just a normal guy. But you know, it's kind of still scary for us to see people who has the yakuza style tattoo on
Right,
them.
right. So you mean some kind of random guy just with a lot of tattoos just talk to you for no reason?
Yeah.
What was he asking?
He said, "Are you a stranger here? Because I don't see you. It's the first time I saw you." Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get killed today. Like,
The good thing you're alive.
and he's from Osaka, so he speaks in Kansai Ben. He's like, お兄ちゃんここら辺で見えへんけどどこから来たんや. It's so scary.
Yeah, me too. When I went to a sauna in Ueno, there was this guy full of tattoos. Like, it was a very small room with only 6 people in it, but he was like shouting. But he was in the sauna for like 30 minutes, so I thought he was a yakuza.
Really?
Very strong, a strong type.
30 minutes? He's a monster.
30 minutes. Yeah. He was talking about what to drink after getting out the sauna. Let's continue.
Or even some capsule hotels. The rules were made to keep the gang members from certain spaces. Aside from association with the Yakuza, there was also a time in the Edo period when criminals were punished with tattoos, and sex workers would have tattoos to show romantic devotion to customers. Tattoos were deemed illegal during the Meiji period, 1868 to 1912, although it was legalized again in 1948. The stigma continues, and people with tattoos still have limited options when it comes to bathing facilities. You might be...
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, it's true.
I was thinking of what tattoo to get because I want one. I want to have one, but
Oh, really?
yeah, but I love going into saunas, so that's why I can't get them.
What kind of tattoos do you want?
I don't
Dragon?
know. Yeah, dragon, samurai, ninja, sushi.
That will be fine.
We can have the same one in same tattoo.
Oh, nice.
I'll be the rice and you can be the tuna.
What are you talking about? The tuna's better than rice.
No, rice is better than tuna. Okay.
familiar
Let's
with
see
the
the video.
Fukushima tragedy. In 2011, a 15-meter tsunami disabled the Fukushima Daiichi reactors, causing a nuclear accident where 3 cores melted. The incident is rated level 7 by the International Nuclear and Radiological Event Scale, the most serious level. Fast forward to August 2023, when the government decided to release treated radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean. Japan had already received a green light from the UN, as the analyzed value of radioactivity is 1,500 becquerels per liter of tritium, much lower than the 60,000 becquerels per liter of tritium standard.
That means Japan is way lower than the standard. So, okay, so our water is way cleaner.
Well, like they still have the
Like the-
radioactive
against the standard.
stuff. Yeah, but it's like 40 out of 1, right?
1 out of 40.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
China immediately placed a ban on all Japanese aquatic products, and people in Japan, Hong Kong, and South Korea have voiced their concerns through protests. Some have turned to Reddit to discuss this issue. Some people have mentioned that the results of the research have shown that they are as radioactive as bananas.
Are bananas radioactive?
I've never heard of that. I ate bananas for breakfast today. So,
Oh, then I can't go near you. Okay, I'll play.
So
Like,
there's nothing to
oh.
worry about. A lot of people still
Oh, sorry.
there were also like oppositions in Japan about the radioactive
Right.
water. So it's not like all Japanese think that flushing the radioactive water is right or
Mhm.
wrong.
Yeah, I think especially with people near Fukushima who lived near the power plants were against it, but when it comes to like the western part of Japan, they can't feel how dangerous the radio waves are. So it's hard to oppose getting the water like out from the power plants.
Yeah. So the like fishermen and the farmers around the power plant were like really opposition. Like didn't want to flush the water because it's gonna take their jobs and they can't live with it. Yeah.
Okay.
People expressed concern as they're just diluting the radioactive water with seawater to lower the concentration, pretend it's safe. To put the rumors to rest, Japan's Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, ate a fish caught in Fukushima, and his office released a video on social media.
A prime minister using SNS, a very good country. Okay.
Ironically, it was found that China, which banned Japanese products due to this incident, had a nuclear power plant that released about 3 times more tritium than Fukushima. South Korea's Kori nuclear power plant also had similar amounts. Another side of Japan that you don't often see in other countries is their maid cafes. These are cosplay-themed cafes where staff are dressed up in maid outfits and serve customers. It's so popular among otakus that there are around 60 maid cafes in Akihabara alone. For the most part, it's a fun and harmless...
I think maid cafes are like the best part of Japan.
I've never been to one. How
Really?
is it? You like it?
Yeah, I did the moe moe kyun omelet rice. Like, there's this omelet rice, and the maids give you this ketchup magic, and they say moe moe kyun and make it more delicious.
It's like a spell, a magic spell.
Yeah, magic spell.
Was it delicious?
No. And it cost like 2,000 yen.
Oh, for an omelet rice.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
But still, it's the best part of Japan.
experience. But there is some dark side to this industry. It's said that the work environment is very stressful, and some maids have panic attacks during working hours. The maids are also forbidden to put on weight and keep their figures as slim as possible. There's also a hierarchy within the maids, with foreign maids being at the bottom of the rank. Customers also have forums where they would discuss maids in sexually explicit ways.
I don't. Yeah, did you hear that like foreign maids are the bottom of the hierarchy?
Yeah, that's what they said, but I don't think so.
I haven't actually see foreign maids, but like if the customers are mostly foreign people and if they speak English, I think the maids who can speak English have the more hierarchy and popular. Maybe if the customers are mostly Japanese, foreign maids who can't speak Japanese are at the low level of the hierarchy.
It's not because they're a foreigner, but it's because they can't speak Japanese and it's hard to communicate.
I think so. I just want to say like the maid cafes are not restaurants. It's actually like nightlife business. Like the hostess bars or the girls bar, they're not restaurant staffs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they have to actually care about their appearance, but they're not forced to work in maid cafes.
Mm-hmm.
So if they are not comfortable in working there, they can quit.
Yeah,
You know?
this video is like talking about overpressured. The maids are not that much overpressured. Like how this video is talking about them.
Yeah, I think the working environment of the maid cafes are actually high pressured, but like it's not like they are forced to work there,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the way to live without working in the maid cafes.
Yeah, and I hear some of my friends actually do want to work at maid cafes, so the maid cafe, the company itself doesn't have to worry about people quitting because new people will come in, so there's no need for all that pressure.
Another term that's unique to Japan is the salarymen. Salarymen are salaried workers or white-collar workers who are very loyal to their corporation. They're so loyal that most salarymen work between 12 to 18 hours a day.
No, we don't work that much.
men doesn't have to be loyal to their companies. They're just workers, you know, like businessmen.
Right. I think like maybe 30 or 40 years ago, many salarymen were actually very loyal to their company.
Yeah.
But now we don't work 12 to 18 hours a day. Well, maybe sometimes if we're in a very busy month, we do work 12 hours, but this isn't normal. And the country is actually trying to reduce overtime. The information might be a bit old.
And actually, I think it depends on which working industries they are in. Like maybe on the weekends or like the end of the year, they may be so busy working 12 hours and 18 hours. But then on the summertime or any time other than that, maybe they work like under 12 hours a day. I think this is kind of a biased reporting.
Right. This doesn't happen every month. It's just some part of the year we have to work a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that happens everywhere in every country. So there is data that Japanese people do a little more overwork, but not this much. Okay.
Some have even called them derogatory terms like kaishi no inu, company's dogs, or shakichu, corporate livestock. The hard day.
会社の犬 and 社畜.
Well, yeah, a company's dog I don't use, but shachiku, the word shachiku I hear a lot. My friends everywhere.
Yeah, 会社の犬 means the company's dog, right? And 社畜 means like the company's livestock animals. I hear that, but like not in a heavy meaning, intense meaning.
Yeah, just like just joking with my friends. Like when I go drinking out with my friends and somebody comes an hour late because he was doing overtime, we call him a shachiku.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's too much, we don't call them shachiku. It's just illegal.
Yeah, it's just illegal.
It's just illegal, and you can't laugh and joke around about that.
The day of Japanese corporate workers begin early in the morning when people have to stuff themselves into an overfilled train. These trains are so full that the government decided to have a staff specifically tasked with cramming people in.
There's a staff cramming people in.
I want to do that job, you know.
Yeah, me too. I want to do that too.
This is just a normal job for the station workers. Some have like part-time job specifically for the morning, but it's not like every station. It's only on the busy station.
Yeah, just a few stations in Tokyo, I think.
And I think the work is like only for 1 hour to 2 hours. I haven't seen this scene recently because everyone knows there's train coming after 3 minutes, so they just ride the next one. Don't you think so?
Yeah. The train does come every 3 to 5 minutes, but I think this does happen like on very busy trains.
Really?
Yeah, I think the trains packed with people, crazy packed with people, does happen in Tokyo, like compared to other countries, but just a few stations. And I think it's like looking at it, like not as a passenger, but as someone just looking, it's very funny. Everyone being packed up. And everyone knows a train is coming 5 minutes later, but just everyone wants to go to work 5 minutes early, so they try to get in. And I also think because of the flex time, people have to get to work. Like the time isn't decided. You can go to work anytime you want, as long as you work 8 hours or 6 hours or 10 hours every day. So I think that is one of the reasons why the trains packed with people is we don't see that situation much now.
Yeah, the working culture has changed recently in Japan, especially after the COVID-19.
Yeah, because of the COVID, more people started working from home. And actually, some people started moving away from Tokyo.
Yeah, that's right. After the COVID, people actually recognize which work you have to go to the company, which work you don't have to go to the company. And you still can do it, right?
Right. Yeah, so there are still a few stations like this, but now it's starting to get a rare kind of situation. Okay.
Then they'll work away in the office until nighttime. They work so late that they can only blow off steam in late-night spots like izakayas or pachinkos. Sometimes, the salarymen get so tired from working that some have to sleep on the street.
Yeah, salarymen do drink a lot, but they don't do pachinko, and this is not because they're tired.
Yeah, they're drunk. They're not like too tired of overtime working and just sleep on the ground. Maybe they're tired of working and they drink a lot and they're drunk and then they lie on the ground, right?
Right.
And this guy, I don't think he's actually even working. I don't know.
An unemployed person.
Yep.
Yeah. And it means Japan is very safe. You can sleep everywhere. Very good country. It's not that much stressing. You don't just sleep on the ground because you're tired.
Yeah, I've never seen a person who had like worked too much and lie down on the floor. I've seen many people who drink too much, who are drunk and lie down on the floor and sleep on the floor, but not the working one.
Okay.
Train, or even the sidewalk. Often, many families wouldn't be able to see much of their father since they work so much. Corporate workers in Japan are also facing dangerous consequences for their lifestyle, suffering from heart conditions, strokes, and mental health issues. Sometimes you can see people screaming and punching a hole in the wall in the streets of Tokyo because of stress. Sadly, these meltdowns are so common.
It's not because they're stressed, right?
That the punching.
It's just crazy people.
But you were punching the wall like last week. I saw you punching the wall.
That's not because I'm stressed. It's just crazy people. Like if everyone gets crazy because of the stress, every people on Japan's gonna punch on the floor everywhere. Don't you think so?
Yes.
It's not because of the stress, it's just the crazy people living in the town and cities right next to you, period.
Yeah, we like to be peaceful to others.
And we ignore the crazy people.
And that most people would just walk past each other as if nothing is wrong. The worst case is called koroshi, death by overworking. The first case of koroshi was recorded in 1969 when a newspaper company employee died of a stroke at the young age of 29. Some of these people are so overwhelmed that they decide to end their lives. They often travel to Aokigahara, a suicide forest, to kill them.
Yeah, karoshi. The word karoshi we do use, but recently I don't think that much people do karoshi. I feel more people are getting mentally sick because of the COVID. A lot of people are getting mentally ill, but I don't hear people doing karoshi. And even if we do karoshi or try to commit suicide, no one will go to this Aokigahara, which is located near Mount Fuji, a bit far from Tokyo.
Yeah, it's too far for mental ill people to go actually like riding a car from Tokyo 3 hours to get there, and then you have to walk like 2 or 3 hours to actually suicide. It's actually a famous suicide spot, but it's not like if I want to die I want to go to Aokigahara. And I think the recent news I remember about the karoshi is the dentsu one, maybe like 5 years ago. And recently, like more people are mentally disordered or mentally ill before they're gonna like decide to suicide and kill themselves.
Right.
Well, I don't think it's a good thing, but I think it's getting better.
I've heard from one of my friends that they have tried to commit suicide, but usually those people look up how to suicide on Google, and before the websites come out, there's like a phone number that says you can call here before trying to die. And when you call, there's a counselor that tries to talk to you. And also, when you go to these suicide places, there are signs that have the same phone number, and you can call a counselor from there. So in a way, I think the country is trying to fix this problem, like a lot of people trying to commit suicide. But I know it's completely different from salaryman, but talking about suicide.
Yeah, it's like a different problem, right? Well, maybe the working culture is one reason of the high suicide rate of Japan. But like teenagers and elder people also suicide. So it's not only about the working culture.
This high suicide rate is a dark side of Japan. So yeah, I think it's important to think about that too.
Themselves. Another effect of their stressful lives is jauhatsu, where tens of thousands of Japanese people go missing every year. People who purposefully vanish from their lives and disappear. People sometimes are so overwhelmed with work, they decide to disappear. Although the leading cause is due to dementia, some people escape due to domestic violence, debt, or the shame of job loss. There's even a line of business that helps people to disappear called yonigeya. Japanese
Johatsu means evaporate, right?
Yeah. Now about the Yonigeya, they're a moving company that works at night so that the neighbor doesn't recognize. And most of the people, I think, is drowning in debt. That's why they have to move. And it's not about the working culture that like they're too tired of their work. In that case, you just have to move your house on the daytime. So it's not about working culture. And I think it's about the debt. They lend too many money. They have to move secretly in order for the neighborhoods not to recognize they had moved. I actually never heard of Yonigeya or Johatsu in my life.
Only in TV.
Yeah, only in TVs.
are some of the friendliest people in the world, but that doesn't mean they don't discriminate. The country is famously homogenous with over 98.5% of the population being purely Japanese. However, there's the case of hafu, or half Japanese people. These people often feel alienated as most people view them as foreigners. Some Korean and Chinese hafu face discrimination as they're from countries that were colonized by Japan. This is especially true as well for black hafu. They face plenty of stereotypes, such as being good at basketball, funny, or liking rap music.
Bullying is a big problem in Japan, especially in elementary school. There weren't any hafu or people from different countries, so I've never experienced it or seen it. But I know that being in a different color or being from a different country can be a reason for bullying, which is, I think is a dark side of Japan.
I think Japanese people are all same. They're all Japanese and their blood are all Japanese. And they haven't seen people who have different appearance. So that's why they have this, I won't say it's discrimination, but like the strange look. Did you feel any like strange look when you went back to Japan? Because you're also returnee in Japan and like you act different than the local Japanese people, right?
Right. I didn't speak native level Japanese when I came back, but I didn't feel like I was looked different.
The appearance is like the first thing that they can recognize as a difference. That's why it's the major reason for maybe like discrimination.
And especially in Japan. Japan is a closed country. We are an island, so that could be a reason why we're not used to seeing foreigners or people with different colored skin. But I think it is changing. We are being able to accept more foreign people and have more tourists. I am very happy to see more people in the cities. So I hope this will change.
More and more diversity of the race in Japan is growing. And there's also the good side and there's also the bad side. But I think it's getting more global.
Yes, definitely.
As a country.
If you ever buy a phone in Japan, there's one little annoying detail to their cell phones you might have noticed. All their cell phones will have a shutter sound you can't turn off no matter what you do. For some people, this is an annoyance, but it can be life-changing for others. The reason behind this shutter sound is privacy concerns, so people can't take pictures they shouldn't be taking. The country has a lot of cases where people take unwanted pictures of others. The Japanese police saw a huge rise in voyeurism, a 60% rise from 2007 to 2016. That's why this law was made, to protect vulnerable people, especially women. Even the tech giant Apple agreed to customize the cell phones that they ship to Japan. So although this might seem a little annoying to you, it's made with good intentions and the overall purpose is to safeguard people's privacy. Japan is such an interesting country that
I didn't know that Apple made shutter sound program just for Japan.
But I do think it is a good idea.
Really?
Yes, because in Japan, people like taking photos of people, specifically men taking photos of young female women, is a problem. We see it on the news every week. So putting a sound is a good idea, but now people who do that have an app for deleting the sound, so might not have much effect.
So maybe the voyeur cases have been decreased, but it hasn't stopped the voyeur problem yet. And I think about this dark side of Japan, about the shutter sound, the main reason is the voyeur. But I think the sexual crimes in Japan, the rape cases are lower than the other countries, right? And so the next problem of the rape cases are like voyeurism. And the shutter sound is the counterplan of the voyeurism. So it's not because Japan is like the country of hentai. It's because Japan are doing many counterplans about the sexual crime, and this is the result of lowering the rape cases.
I wanted to share a couple more interesting facts. Japan is the land of wacky inventions, like this amazing cooling spray that people use during summertime. All you need to do is spray the foam.
I've never seen this product.
I've never seen that also. What is this?
But there are many items, very mysterious, convenient items in Japan, which I think people should buy as souvenirs.
Right.
Foam onto your skin or a surface. Then take the foam and put it wherever you want on your body. You'll be cooled off in no time.
Whoa.
It seems that the Japanese are obsessed with beating the heat. Another innovation is called the fan jacket,
This is true.
where each jacket comes with air conditioning. It's perfect for outdoor workers who want to stay breezy in a hot and sticky temperature. Another crazy invention is the overtime work stickers, where people will indicate to the public that they're currently working overtime.
Have you ever seen that sticker?
I've never, but I think I will start using it from tomorrow. I am doing overtime. Please do not talk to me.
Yeah, we need them.
Yes.
About the fan jacket, like I see them every day during the summertime in Japan.
People doing the construction are wearing it.
Yeah.
So please don't disturb them. The country is also the inventor of the luxury fruit market. From a white jewel strawberry to a cubed-shaped watermelon, prices go up to tens of thousands of dollars. That's why it's the best gift you can.
No, do you really think it's 10,000 USD?
10,000 USD. No, I think it's 10,000 Japanese yen. But it's true that fruits are expensive, right?
Yeah. It can be expensive, but never 10,000 US dollar. You can buy a car actually. And if you get that gift, if it's like 10,000 US dollars, you can't eat it. Like, wow, it's a squared watermelon, right? It's too heavy to get.
Yeah, but
as a
you
gift.
can't eat a car. You can eat a watermelon, so it's better.
Can you eat a 10,000 watermelon?
Yes.
Really? It's so awkward.
Good fruits, like expensive fruits, go usually above 100 USD. Compared to fruits I've eaten in the States or, I don't know, any other country, it does taste better. Of course, it's more expensive, but I think the quality is very high.
So what you eat on the daily basis and like what you give as a gift is different. But you don't eat the 100 US dollar
Right.
watermelons. You send them as a gift.
Okay.
Give when visiting people. Japan is a beautiful country with amazing views and rich traditions. It also has its issues with crippling mental health and prejudice due to the way their society is shaped. Hopefully, the country can overcome this and continue to be one of the most inventive and creative countries in the world.
So I think some points were exaggerated, but there were some facts talking about Japan. Maybe some information is a bit old.
Oh yeah. It was like talking about 10 years ago. It's actually changing right now because many Japanese are recognizing these dark sides. There's this counter plan, also from the government and also from the companies.
Yes, all the problems are starting to be recognized. Yeah, I think that's a big point. Please give us a good button and subscribe if you watch this video. Please follow us for more information.
See you on the next video. Bye.